Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel, CeeLo's Fishing. Today we're going to dive deep into the world of bass fishing with spinning reels. We're going to cover basically what a spinning reel is, where to use it, how to cast. So anyways guys, stay tuned. Alright guys, so real quick, a spinning reel, I'll kind of show you guys the components. You got the drag knob up top here, that's what sets the drag on the line, so when you're fighting a bigger fish. Got your knob itself. You can actually change it from side to side depending on what you prefer. Some spinning reels have a little tab here which allows you to do a manual drag, but I never use that, so on this particular one it's just not on there. Got the bail, the roller where the line rolls on it, and then your spool. Another thing you want to take into consideration, the gears, the gear ratio, that way you know what you'll need best depending on what you're trying to fish for. Basically where the spinning reel kind of outshines a bait caster is if you are fishing in crowded spots where there's like a lot of vegetation behind you, where you can't really like move back like this to cast or do a far side sweep to cast. The spinning reel is probably the best option because you could kind of honestly just toss forward like this and you can get it out quite a ways. If you notice today I have it set up here with a drop shot, and we just had a really cold front come in Tuesday. It actually iced here in Oklahoma. We're actually expected to have another really cold front come in tonight, and today's a really nice sunny day. It actually got up into the 60s, so I think that it's prime for us to try to get out here and take advantage of this window and hopefully catch some fish in here. But anyways, that's what the spinning reel does, and that's where you want to use it. I'm gonna go ahead and throw you on my chest, and then we'll talk more about how to cast. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move onto when to decide to go ahead and use a spinning reel. Like I said, there's really not a lot of vegetation behind us, but say you were standing in the middle of this drain pit back in here and all this brush is in your way, you could actually just kind of stand there and pitch it forward like this, and it would actually cast a good ways out. Another thing that is good for a bait spinning reel itself is they can be pretty accurate, but this can also cast out super light lures that a bait caster will have trouble casting out. So anything that's light lures, or just anywhere where you're in like really tight situations where you can't really pull your rod back far enough to cast out, that's when you would want to go ahead and choose one of these guys. Perfect for catching panfish, and honestly on top of that they're really good for really any kind of fish you're trying to catch, and really easy to learn how to use these spinning reels. A lot of saltwater guys mainly use spinning reels, just so you guys know. But anyways, like I said, we have it rigged up with a drop shot because we have some horrible winter weather coming in, and so hopefully we can pick some of these fish that know that they have to feed off here, but that would just be a bonus. But anyways, when you're going to go ahead and cast, first step is first, you don't want to hold your spinning reel like this, because if you do, I don't know what you're doing out here, guys. Do not do that. Your spinning reel always goes downwards like this, and then your knob, I am kind of weird, I always use my knob on this right side. I actually cast with my right hand, and then I'll swap it over to my left hand like this, and then I'll reel in on this side. You can undo this knob and put it on the left side if you wanted to, cast with your right hand and then reel in with your left hand. I just can't get used to that, but at least have your reel facing down. So anyways, you're gonna want to go ahead and grab your line with your finger like this. You see kind of how I have it there, guys. It's kind of just held up between my finger and that kind of lets the line off of that roller there, and then you want to go ahead and open your bail just like that. Once you open your bail, guys, there's different ways you can cast. So first off, it's just going to be the overhead cast. You want to bring your rod directly behind you, in front of you, release that finger, and then let that line out, and then you want to manually close your bail. You can close it if you just go ahead and reel it in. I don't really like that method. I feel like it's hard on your gear. So that was the over your head cast that I honestly don't really use with the spinning reels at all. I like to use more of a side cast. So on the side cast, you're gonna want to bring this to the side like this, out in front of you, and definitely don't do that. I just didn't do it hard enough. Bring it off to the side like this, cast it out forward, and that should get your line out there. And like I said, I always swap over to this left hand, and then I'll slowly reel in. You want to set your drag. You can set your drag. What I do is I loosen this drag knob, do that, and kind of tighten it. I don't get it super tight, but I get it tight enough to where if a big fish is gonna get it, they'll be able to pull the drag out. Like I said, there is some spinning reels that have that little button here where if you flop it and you're casting and you hook onto a big fish and you're cranking him in and you feel like he's gonna run, you can actually give him line if you spin your handle the other way. That's another way to do that. But yeah, another way, like I said, say there's a lot of vegetation behind you. There's been places where I've crouched down underneath brush, and literally what I'll do is kind of just sit like this and kind of put the rod like this in front of me and just cast it like forward pretty hard. You got to do it pretty hard though. In this case, I think it's just my knot that I have here where I've attached my braid to my leader that keeps catching onto me. But basically, you literally just do that and it should come out. Yeah, look at that. It's the knot. That knot's catching it, guys. Guess I got to tie a smaller knot. Anyways, just want to do it side casting there. And this is perfect for, like I said, also if you're gonna be like fishing for perch or bluegill, if you want to just get a little kid involved. Also, if you don't like using like a fly rod and you want to trout fish, there is some states that allow you to use a spinning reel, and then that, if you can get a light enough spinning reel, you can attach some of those flies on the end of them, and these can actually cast flies for those trout fish. All right, guys, so with that being said, those are the pointers on how to use and master a spinning reel. So just remember the key points and what you can use a spinning reel for. Remember, they excel when there's tight cover behind you. They excel whenever you're trying to make casts with really light lures, or you want to try to go finesse style. They also, like, they can cast anything as light as up to any flies for like trout fishing and things like that. But like I said, they're super easy to cast out, super easy to get a hang of, and they're very entry level friendly. So if you're trying to just get out there and get fishing and learn, that's how you can do it. Or also if you have kiddos that are trying to learn how to fish, you can teach them with a spinning rod, or a spinning reel. And that should be easier for them to grasp it and understand the concept of basically fishing without the frustrations of them having to use a bait caster, backlashing, and going through that whole set of things. Anyways, guys, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up down below. Feel free to share, comment down below of your experience when you learned how to use a spinning reel, and if it was difficult for you or not, what spinning reels you guys would recommend down in the comments below. So if anybody that watches this video, they can actually look down there and kind of get any suggestions. I'll actually post some recommendations down below in the comment section. So if you guys are curious, hit that more tab, and down there in the description, you guys will see the links to some of the basic spinning reels that I actually recommend. Don't break the bank, and they just get the job done anyways, guys. Anyways, with that being said, you guys have fun out on the water, and I hope you catch your personal best. Get out there and keep on fishing.